The most dangerous person in the room is rarely the loudest, the most confident, or the most impressive at first glance. Sometimes it's the one everyone ignores, the one who asks simple questions, the one who doesn't rush to prove anything, the one who looks harmless. Because acting weak, when done on purpose, is not weakness, it's strategy. Today we're breaking down the hidden strategy of acting weak, and once you understand it, you'll start seeing it everywhere, in business, power moves, negotiations, and even everyday life. If you like deep psychological strategies like this, take 1 second right now, hit like, and subscribe to the Playing Possum channel, because most people try to look strong, but very few learn how to use looking weak as an advantage. Let me start with a simple picture. 2 competitors enter a race. One shows off, talks big, warms up loudly, draws attention. The other stretches quietly, says little, stays relaxed. The crowd watches the loud one. The quiet one watches the track. When the race starts, the loud one runs fast early. The quiet one runs smart late. Guess who wins more often over the long run? Acting weak lowers the spotlight, and lowering the spotlight lowers resistance. Humans are wired to react to visible threats. When something looks powerful, we guard ourselves. We compete harder. We block faster. We defend stronger. But when something looks weak, we relax. We stop analyzing. We stop protecting. That relaxation creates openings. Smart strategists understand this deeply. They don't rush to look dominant. They first work to become underestimated. Underestimation is a shield. Think about how people behave around someone they think is highly capable. They filter their words. They protect their knowledge. They hide their real intentions. Now think about how they behave around someone they think is inexperienced or harmless. They explain more. They reveal more. They brag more. They leak information without realizing it. Acting weak is often an information gathering tool. When people don't feel threatened by you, they show you their real map. And the person with the best map usually wins. This is why skilled negotiators sometimes ask basic questions they already know the answers to. They let the other side talk. They let the other side feel in control. Control is often an illusion, and smart players are happy to let others feel it. There is also an ego trap most people fall into. They want to look smart immediately. They want credit early. They want recognition before results. That desire pushes them to reveal too much too soon. But early display creates early opposition. The moment you look like a rising threat, invisible resistance begins. People smile, but they compete harder. They delay you. They question you. They quietly push back. When you act weaker than you are, you delay that resistance until you are already strong enough to handle it. It's like building armor before announcing the battle. Nature uses this strategy constantly. Many animals make themselves look smaller or slower to avoid unnecessary fights. Survival is not about looking strong all the time. It's about choosing the right moment to show strength. Humans forget this because of pride. Pride says show them. Strategy says study them. There is a powerful workplace version of this. The loud high performer often gets overloaded quickly. More tasks, more expectations, more pressure. The quiet capable performer gets space. Space to learn. Space to refine systems. Space to build alliances. Months later, the quiet one understands the machine better than anyone. Acting weak early can be a positioning move, not a permanent identity. Another hidden benefit is mistake freedom. When people expect less from you, your early mistakes are forgiven faster. That gives you a learning advantage. High expectation kills experimentation. Low expectation encourages it. Innovation grows better in low-pressure zones. Smart people sometimes choose environments where they are underestimated on purpose, because it gives them room to grow without constant judgment. Acting weak also protects your emotional energy. When you constantly perform strength, it's exhausting. When you constantly prove yourself, it drains focus. But when you stay neutral and understated, you conserve mental power for actual progress instead of image management. Image consumes energy. Strategy invests energy. Big difference. Let's talk about social dynamics. When you dominate conversations, people remember your confidence, but not always with comfort. When you listen more and speak less, people feel respected and safe. Safety builds trust. Trust opens doors. Doors lead to opportunities that loud dominance often blocks. Acting weak socially can actually be a trust accelerator when it looks like humility and curiosity instead of insecurity. There is also a timing principle here. Strength shown too early becomes a ceiling. Strength shown at the right moment becomes a launch pad. When people see your full ability too soon, they lock their expectations around that level. When they see your ability rise step by step, They update your value again and again. Controlled reveal beats instant display. Think of great storytellers. They don't reveal the twist in the first minute. They build tension. Smart performers do the same with their capability. Another advantage is conflict control. If you show full strength in every small conflict, conflicts multiply. If you appear calm and slightly passive, many small conflicts dissolve on their own. Not every battle deserves your full power. Acting weak in small moments preserves strength for critical moments. This is resource management. Your attention, reputation, and energy are limited resources. Spend them where the return is highest. There is also a psychological effect called expectation bias. People see what they expect to see. If they label you as not a threat, they interpret your moves as harmless, even when they are strategic. That mislabeling gives you maneuvering room. You can build networks, skills, and leverage behind a soft image. By the time the label changes, your foundation is already built. Smart operators often separate public image from private capability. Soft outside, sharp inside. Calm face, active mind. Acting weak is also powerful in competitive environments. When your competitor thinks you're behind, they take bigger risks. Overconfidence expands their moves and exposes their mistakes. You don't need them to fail. You only need them to relax. Relaxed competition is easier to beat than alert competition. Overconfidence is often invited, not forced. Another layer most people miss is emotional signaling. When you react strongly, you reveal your pressure points. When you stay measured and slightly understated, you hide them. Acting weak can mean not reacting to provocation, not showing urgency, not displaying desperation. The less others can read your emotional triggers, the harder it is to manipulate you. Emotional privacy is strategic privacy. There's also a learning shortcut hidden here. When you say I might be wrong, explain that. People go deeper. When you say I know, they stop talking. Acting weaker than your knowledge level can unlock deeper teaching from others. You trade small ego hits for large knowledge gains. Over time, that trade compounds massively. The playing possum mindset is not about lying. It's about pacing your reveal. You are not pretending to have zero ability. You are choosing not to display maximum ability on day one. Big difference. This strategy fails only when acting weak turns into being passive forever. That's not strategy, that's fear. Real strategy has phases. Phase 1, observe quietly. Phase 2, build privately. Phase 3, position silently. Phase 4, execute visibly. Many people skip the first 3 and struggle in the 4th. The strongest executions are usually backed by the quietest preparation. Let me give you a real-life pattern you've seen but maybe didn't name. The overnight success story. New creator appears. New business explodes. New expert rises fast. People say it was sudden. It wasn't. It was hidden. Hidden practice. Hidden testing. Hidden failure. Acting weak publicly while building strength privately. Visibility came last, not first. There's also a defense advantage. When your goals are loud, sabotage is easier. When your moves are quiet, disruption is harder. Not everyone around you wants you to win. Even if they smile, silence protects early-stage goals from early-stage attacks. Think of goals like wet cement. Touch them too early, and they lose shape. Acting weak also reduces envy. Visible strength triggers comparison. Comparison triggers envy. Envy triggers subtle resistance. Understated presence reduces envy and keeps relationships smoother. While you build real power underneath, smooth relationships are hidden accelerators of success. Friction slows progress more than lack of talent. Another overlooked point is adaptability. When you are not locked into a strong image, you can change direction easily. Strong public identity can become a cage. Understated identity is flexible. Flexibility wins in changing environments. If conditions shift, you shift, without public contradiction. Let's make this practical. In your next competitive meeting, speak later, not earlier. Ask 2 more questions than statements. Share partial plans, not full blueprints. Let others show urgency while you show calm. Track who talks most. They often reveal most. In your next project, build proof before promotion. Results before announcements. Depth before display. Quiet skill beats loud promise. Acting weak is not about shrinking. It's about choosing when to expand. Power is more effective when it's timed. If this idea is changing how you see strength and weakness, stay with this mindset and revisit it often here on Playing Possum. Because this is not about manipulation. It's about intelligent pacing and psychological awareness. The world teaches you to look strong immediately. Strategy teaches you to become strong first. Big difference. Near the end, remember this. Acting weak is a tool, not a personality. Use it to learn faster, Move safer and strike smarter. But when the moment comes, step forward fully. Deliver clearly. Execute decisively. Quiet preparation deserves visible victory. If you watched this far, type timing beats noise in the comments so I know you're thinking like a strategist, not just a viewer. Share this video with someone who keeps showing their plans too early. And subscribe to Playing Possum for more deep psychological strategy and silent power moves. Because in many games, the one who looks harmless longest wins biggest in the end.